came back to this his hometown, his native town, met with this is a school that he went to, the elementary school, met with kids and spoke to them about believing and achieving, and it's a really inspirational story behind Tyrone, and I got to share it with you all. And again, this is a segment we call Scott's Thoughts on Sunday nights, and just want to tell you, in the past few weeks, I've been lucky enough to get to know a man named Tyrone Keys, a former Callaway High School All-American, Mississippi State All-SECer, Super Bowl champion, and most recently, Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame member. His career accomplishments impress. His story inspires. But it's not solely Tyrone's story. It's a lesson and a living lineage and how sometimes the smallest people can make the largest lasting impact. As a football player, Tyrone Keys' journey led him through SEC domination at Mississippi State and Super Bowl glory in the NFL. Yet through all of his triumphs and success, he never forgot about this woman, Mary Hagan, Keys' 6th grade teacher.
So when she came off from LSU as a grad and talking to us about LSU and Southeastern Conference football, and gave a chance for a kid like me to really dream, and I began to watch the Mississippi State highlights.
So much so that for 39 years, Tyrone tried to contact Mrs. Hagan. The teacher to whom he owed so much had no awareness of the impact she had made.
She expanded our awareness of what the possibilities could be. And over the years, I always thought about her.
To be honest with you, I did not know, have a clue that this impact had reached the level it did until after we started talking.
If people was like you, you know, if more people like you, this world would be a whole lot better place. And a lot of these children now,
really,
they would be so much better because you showed a lot of passion.
Trust.
In 1970 Jackson, this school, like many others, was combining students and teachers both black and white. Tyrone says at 9 years old, Mrs. Hagan was the first white person he'd ever spoke to.
Your desk was right here. And I sat right over there.
No, we had room up here to do our little dancing around.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I remember those kids lined up, they lined up against the wall when you had too many kids in that class.
Yeah.
The times were tenuous, and Hagan and her husband withstood great criticism from peers for the young teacher's position.
This elderly lady that lived across from me, she was friends with the governor. I don't know what the deal was there, but she came over and told us that you need to get all your stuff out of here because they're plotting against you. And my husband already left, so I called him up, and he and his father came up during the middle of the night, packed up all our stuff. What y'all didn't know, I was just practically sleeping on the floor, and they were just harassing me something terrible.
You know, back in our era, when Martin Luther King had that famous quote, it's not the content of your skin, but the content of your character, she came in and she represented what true character is.
I want to thank you so much for inspiring me, continuing to inspire me. I'd like to present this to Tyrone. A teacher's gift is knowing that a student has reached his or her fullest potential. And to top that off is knowing that that student is able to return this back to the community. And Tyrone has certainly fulfilled my dream as a teacher. So Tyrone, I would like to present this very special plaque to you. And a special thank you for touching my heart, not only back in 1970, but again in 2009.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. And this is for you. As you know, you got started, my journey got started here at Dawson Elementary School. And that's why I'm back here today, is to share with the students, to let them see the fruit. And I wanted to also share with them the root. So you were the root here at the school, my parents was rooted at home, and I want teachers to know around the country that it's the positive words and it's the seeds that they plant within the heart of the students, and it can come full circle. That both people come together as one.
40 years ago, I was right here, walking the same halls, sitting in the same chairs that they were sitting in. So I wanted to have an opportunity to see what the picture can look like for them.
We changed plans, right? But no, when you left, when you finished that whole year. Right. You know, when you left, you know, a lot of people behind that was kind of hurt behind that. Because, you know, you was such a lovable and respectable person. There's a lot of people behind you.
I never knew all of that. I knew what y'all did to me, but I didn't know what I had done to y'all.
Right.
It's a teacher's dream, knowing that you had that kind of impact on a young student, especially in elementary. You never know which child you touch and what time of day you may touch that child or in what way. It's overwhelming. Every teacher strives to help assist each student in reaching his or her highest potential, and knowing that you accomplish that goal is the ultimate.
They first started talking at Tyrone's recent induction into the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, where teacher stood beside student for the first time in nearly 4 decades, as Miss Hagan accompanied Keys as his special guest.
6 new members were added to the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame tonight during the first of a weekend of activities here in Jackson. Former USM football coaches Jeff Bauer and Jim Carmody headlined the list of Mississippi sports legends. Hugh Green, Tyrone Keys, John Stroud, and Robert Morgan were also inducted into the state's ultimate shrine for sports heroes.
It's a great feeling because it's something I never really thought about. To be in there with Walter Payton, a teammate of mine with the Chicago Bears. Now I'm joining a teammate of mine with the Bulldogs, Johnny Cooks, and then a list of the all-time greats. And to be in that company with some of the greatest ever played in the state of Mississippi is a great, great feeling.
I'm very proud, very proud. Deep down inside, he's the same person now that he was then. A very hard worker, very caring person, very dependable, very trustworthy. But I'm very, very proud for him and his family. We touch the hearts of these children every day, and they've got to believe in us. They've got to know that we're sincere about what we say and do, and I think that's a big part of it.
As you begin to see and reflect back, I mean, you know, just for us to be sitting here almost 40 years later, sitting in this classroom, and they say you don't really find yourself until you go through adversity, and you come in here going through adversity. And of course, the journey, I always tell people this, the journey is not just for one individual, it's for everybody. And so, you know, you bring everybody back together. And for us to be back here today, and you just shared that story with the Pope, he came down and gave you confirmation. That lets you know that you following your course, you following your calling.
What makes Mrs. Hagan and our story so different is because of the circumstances and because of the fact that she could have said, adios, I'm gone. You know, that's courage to me. You know, a lot of times we think football players, we have courage of going on the football field and running into each other. But in the 1971 in Jackson, Mississippi, in the heart of the heat of the civil rights movement, and her compassion for us and her courage to travel back and forth from this community to her community, I just never forgot it.
Neither did she.
It was a special bonding that we had and a special trust that we had to have in one another to be successful. And from the minute we walked in the door, that connection was made.
1975 Callaway Chargers were honored today at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. They're the last integrated JPS team to win a state title. Hall of Famer Hill Denton was an assistant coach. Tyrone Keys played on the undefeated Charger squad 40 years ago. I asked the Super Bowl champ what it meant for this team to be remembered forever on Lakeland Drive.
since I've been inducted since 2009, I always thought about that 75 Callaway team. Just thought about them and just thought about the 85 Bears and what a blessing it was for me to play on two outstanding legendary teams. 40 years later, for us to be going into the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame with our trophy, what a wonderful day. And the great thing about it is in 1971, when we started busing, it was considered one of our darkest moments because we didn't know what to expect. And we go over to Callaway and we all united as one front, one heartbeat. And for us to come back today to get off of that school bus, that's history.
On behalf of the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum, we're pleased that all of you are here today, and we will also be pleased to display this championship trophy representing the accomplishments of this group back in 1975.
It is to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Super Bowls. And I just never forget, as a kid, watching all the Super Bowl games and watching Monday Night Football, and my mom said, it's time to go to bed. But I said, no, Mom, I want to play pro football one day. And I never would have ever thought that when my dad took me outside to kind of throw the ball around, that this ball would have taken me places. But I want to tell young students, the ball without education and without the proper mentoring is a disaster. So I encourage the young people that they have to develop character, because football by itself is a non-transferable skill. But you can take everything that you learn from the coaches and the teachers, you can take with you and you can apply it, and you can parlay the game from the playing field to the game of life, and then come back and help the next generation on their journey.
Thank you.